This is project 3, task number 1. In the gray cell at the top of the second page, insert the 3D model visor located in the Geometrics Templates folder. Position in middle center with square text wrapping. I'm going to click to place my cursor in the gray cell. Go up to my Insert tab, and in my Illustrations group, select the 3D Models drop-down and select From a File. I want to navigate to my Geometrics Templates folder, and here I have my visor model. Click to select that and then hit Insert. And then on the Format Contextual tab, in the Arrange command group, you want to select your Position drop-down. And in the With Text Wrapping, we have the option here, Position in Middle Center with Square Text Wrapping. Oops. I'm going to click to deselect that, mark that as completed, and move to my next task. Task number 2 says add a trademark immediately after the heading Game Over. Here's my heading of Game Over. I'm going to click my insertion point, go up to the Insert tab, and in my Symbols group, select the drop-down for Symbols. Now here I have my trademark option, but I'm going to go to More Symbols just in case you don't have it there. I'm going to go to your Special Characters tab, and you want to find your trademark, which is located here. You can see it also has the keyboard shortcut of Alt, Control, and the letter T, so you could have used that to insert it as well. Click to insert, and we can close that. You can see it's located there now. Mark as completed and move to the next task. On the second page, merge all cells in the table More of Our Most Popular Games into one cell. So here's our table located here. You can see we get the table selector tool when we click anywhere into it. So we're going to select all of our text in that table by selecting that box. We're going to go up to our Layout Contextual tab. In our Merge command group, we're going to select Merge Cells. So it keeps all the text, but now it is one individual cell in that table. Click anywhere outside to deselect, mark as completed, and move to our next task. On the second page, convert the text below More of Our Most Popular Games . Oh, that's the title in that table we were just working on, into a numbered list, and continue the numbering sequence from the list located on the first page. So we're going to click and drag to select just the text under those headings, not the under the heading, not the actual heading itself. On our Home tab, in our Paragraph group, we're going to select the numbering icon. You can see we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we want to continue from this list. So we actually want to start with number 6. So you can see after we added those numbers, we get our autocorrect options. We're going to select the drop down for that and select continue numbering, and it recognizes that we had a list already made, so it starts at number 6 for us. I'm going to mark that as completed, move to the next task. Remove the background from the illustration of the game characters located in the lower right corner of the first page. So in this graphic we have a Pac-Man looking shape with some squares, and you can see it has a yellow background to it, like a pale yellow background, and we want to remove that background so the white of the actual page, of the actual document, comes through. So we want to select the graphic. We're going to go up to our Format Contextual tab. In our Adjust group, we're going to select the Remove Background option. So when you're working with this, the background, any color in here that is shown with a pink covering on it almost, is going to be removed. So we have our options here, mark areas to keep, because you can see that these 3 boxes, they have that pink mask on it. So that means that they're going to be removed if I were to click on the keep changes. So I have to fix this. I'm going to hit the mark areas to keep. You can just put like a little dash through it, and you can see it comes through. Put a little dash through that one, put a little dash through this one, and you can see it updates as you go along. And we want to keep this Pac-Man looking shape too. So I'm just going to do a quick C around there. And it didn't keep as much as I wanted. So I'm going to draw some more in here. You can see it can get a little tricky, because it's not doing exactly what I want. So you have to keep kind of drawing little lines for it to keep that. Now I have to update my boxes again. Sometimes it helps if you're zoomed in much more on the page, because my graphic is kind of small on this page. I'm just going to keep drawing until it gets that. So you can see, it looks like I got everything that I need now to come through. That background is showing all pink. I'm going to keep the changes, and then click anywhere outside to deselect the graphic. So now I have a transparent background on that graphic. I'm going to mark as completed. I'm going to go ahead and grade project number 3. I get my 5 green check marks that they're all correct. I'm going to move on to project number 4. Task 1 says on the last page, insert a bibliography below the bibliography heading. I'm going to scroll down. Looks like we have 6 pages. There's my heading. I want to put my cursor underneath that. I'm going to go up to my References tab. And in my Citations and Bibliography command group, I'm going to select the Bibliography drop-down. And here I have my first option of bibliography. So any citations that I used inside of the document would display here. Mark as completed. Move on to the next task. Use the Go To feature to navigate to the site's bookmark and delete both the heading and paragraph starting at Where to Find. On my Home tab, Editing command group, I'm going to select the Find drop-down. and select Go To. Go to what? I want to go to a bookmark, and I want to find the bookmark that is called Sites. Click on that and select Go To. I can close this. So it's telling me where to find petroglyphs and pictographs, and also the subheading below is a list of popular sites in Utah. So that is my whole bookmark. And I want to delete the selected paragraph using either backspace or my delete key. Okay, so this is actually a heading, and they're considering this short sentence as a paragraph. And you can see actually that they're not including the period as part of the paragraph, as part of the bookmark, I should say. So I'm going to hit my delete key. I also want to delete that period, I believe. We'll see if they mark that wrong or not, because that's an error on their part. They should definitely have included that as part of the bookmark. We'll see when we go to grade this project. Mark completed, and move on to the next task. Add a blank footer with the text Ancient Cultures. Do not display the footer on the cover page. So you want to click on any page except the cover page. So here I am on page number 4. I'm going to go up to my Insert tab, and in my header and footer command group, I'm going to select the footer drop-down, and I want the blank option. So it takes me to the footer section of page number 4 that I was located on. On the left side of the footer, select the Type Here field and type Ancient Cultures. So I already have that automatically selected for me. I'm going to go ahead and type Ancient Cultures, exactly how they have it in the text. On the Header and Footer Tools Design tab, I'm going to go ahead and close my header and footer. I'm going to mark that as completed and move on to the next task. Insert the citation for David Greywolf on page 3 at the end of the second paragraph immediately following created rock art. Alright, so we're looking for the end of the second paragraph of page 3. Am I on the right page? Let's see. Okay, they're considering that the cover page. That's probably what threw me off. Okay, Thought I was losing my mind for a second. So, I mean, technically in the document it's going to be page 4, but they're not counting that cover page as an actual page. So it's going to be page 4. So that would be considered a little confusing. You could see how it threw me off. But at the end of the second paragraph here on page 4, we have created rock art. So we want to put our cursor directly after that. I'm assuming they want it before the period. I'm going to go up to my references tab, and in my citations and bibliography group, I'm going to select the insert citation dropdown. And here I have a citation from David Greywolf. I'm going to click to insert that. And citations, yes, are always before the period. Mark as completed and move to the next task. Add an automatic table to table of, Add an automatic table to table of contents on the page numbered 1, replacing the text insert table of contents here. So here we have that text, and we want to replace this text. Now again, this is going to be technically page number 2 in the document because of that cover page. So with that text highlighted, we're going to replace it. We're going to go up to our References tab, and in our Table of Contents command group, we're going to select the drop down for Table of Contents, and we want Automatic Table 2, which is our second option in the drop down. Click to insert that, and you can see it deletes the text that I had highlighted and overwrites it with that table of contents. I'm going to mark as completed and grade project number 4. Okay, so if you remember, I did wonder if they would want us to delete that period for the bookmark. So we are marked correctly here, so that's good. I'm going to go ahead and click next to move on to project number 5. Task 1 says to copy the formatting of volume 5 issue 1 located in the upper right corner of the first page and apply it to the date in the opposite corner. So if I click to highlight this text, go up to my Home tab, Clipboard group, and select Format Painter, I can click and drag that over the date text. Click and drag to apply that. Mark as completed and move to my next task. Check the document for accessibility issues. For the first picture that is missing alternative text, add the text new logo. I'm going to go up to my Review tab, and in my Accessibility command group, I'm going to select Check Accessibility. You can see my pane opens up to the right-hand side. Okay, it looks like we may have an issue with our accessibility checker. If you get a problem with updating your results, you can go ahead and move on. I'll just read the actual steps here. So in this pane, oh, here we go, finally loaded. So it gives us our inspection results, and under errors, we want to select the arrow next to missing alternative text for picture number 9. So here you can see Under that heading, we have picture number 9. We can select the drop down and we can add a description to it. And in that alt text pane, we can add the description here of new logo, capital N, capital L. We can close this. We can close our accessibility checker, mark that as completed, and move on to the next task. Change the width of the table column month to 1 inch. So we'll scroll to find our table, which is located here. I clicked once to activate my table, and you can see when I hover right above the month column, I get that a black downward pointing arrow, and that allows me to select the whole entire column for the month. Then I can go up to my layout contextual tab, and in my cell size group, I can change the width of this particular column to exactly 1 inch. Click anywhere outside to deselect the table. I'm going to mark that as completed and move to my next task. Insert the hiker illustration located in the Geometrics Templates folder above the heading Don't Forget Your Permit. Make it have top and bottom text wrapping and size the illustration to 1.5 inches high. So first I want to find the heading Don't Forget Your Permit. Scroll up. Okay, and here's that heading. So I want the hiker illustration above the heading Don't Forget Your Permit. So I'm going to click right above that heading. It's not letting me click right above it, so if I click right before it, I will be okay. I'm going to go up to the Insert tab of my ribbon, Illustrations command group. I'm going to select the Pictures option. I'm going to navigate to my Geometrics Templates folder. Here I have my hiker graphic. Click to select and hit Insert. So you can see that's a pretty big graphic. So first we want to change the text wrapping. So with that graphic selected, I get my layout options button. If you click on that, you want to find the text wrapping of top and bottom. So that's the first option in that second row of with text wrapping. Click to apply. Then I can close out of that, and you'll see it just bumped that heading to the next line underneath the graphic. So it's not going to start on that same line where we had our insertion point, which is why I said if you can't click above it, it's okay to click right before it, because with that text wrapping, it's going to bump it to the next line regardless. So now we want to resize it. So with that graphic still selected, on our Format Contextual tab, we're going to go to our Size command group, and the height we want to change this to is 1.5 inches. So as we scroll down and change our height, it's going to change our width too, because the aspect ratio of this is locked in, because you don't want a super short graphic and then it's like extra wide. It sets the proportions off. So that's automatically locked on this. So you can type the height in, or you can just scroll until you get to 1.5. And it's not letting me go to less than 3.3. So let me try to type it in. There we go. So yeah, you may have to actually type it in there because it would not let me scroll to less than 3.3 inches for whatever reason. Okay, so I can click outside to deselect the graphic, mark as completed, and move to the next task. At the bottom of the last page, so let's just scroll there now. Above the sentence, for more information, I'll go ahead and click right above that. Add a SmartArt basic process with the size 6 inches wide and a 1/2 inch high, and change the color to Colored Fill Accent 5. So with my insertion point above that sentence, I'm going to go to my Insert tab, Illustrations group, and select SmartArt. We want Process, and we want to find the Basic Process, which is our first option in that group. Click OK to insert that. I'm going to click on the outside border of my SmartArt graphic just to be sure that no individual shape is selected. Then I'm going to go up to the Design Contextual tab, and in my SmartArt Styles command group, select the Change Colors drop-down. And we want to change the color to Colored Fill Accent 5. So here we have our Accent 5, and we want Colored Fill. Colored Outline, Colored Fill Accent 5. So the second option in that Accent 5 group, I'm going to click to apply. You don't need your text box open for this. I'm going to mark as completed. I'm going to go ahead and grade project number 5. Oh, I forgot to change the size on that SmartArt graphic. So you can see when I graded, task number 5 was marked as incorrect. Let's go back and retry that. Retrying the project will not erase any changes you made in the document, but it will reset any changes you made to the settings. Do you wish to continue? You can click OK and continue. So I need to go back and select this whole entire SmartArt graphic, go up to the Format Contextual tab, and in my size group, I need to change the width to 6 inches, which I have, but I need the height to be 3.5. I need the height to be a 1/2 inch. So for SmartArt graphics, the aspect ratio is not locked together. So as you can see, I'm changing the height. The width is not changing, because it's different than an actual picture. These are just shapes, so the proportion of it is not thrown off. So height, 1/2 inch, and then width of 6 inches. Click outside to deselect. So now I can go ahead and grade that again. Double check that I had everything correct. And it's still showing as task number 5. Alright, let's go back, retry. Okay, so we had at the bottom of the last page, above the sentence, for more information. So we do have that above for more information, add a SmartArt basic process. Let's go double check that we have SmartArt basic process, which we do, with size 6 inches wide. Did it change the size? It did. I wonder why it did that. Thought I had it a 1/2 inch. Maybe I didn't. I don't know, but let's go change it again. 1/2 inch height, 6 inches wide. Okay. Come to think about it, it did look pretty large in my last go around. And let's just double check, change the colors to Colored Fill Accent 5 before we grade again. We had Colored fill accent 5. Okay, so that is correct. So let's give this another shot here. Grade project. Okay, we are good to go. So it was that sizing. All right, we can go ahead and move on to project number 6.